This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
Jonathan Clark here on Q104.3's Out of the Box. You know him from the legendary group Bauhaus, which celebrated their 40th anniversary last year. His prolific solo career following Bauhaus and a residency happening at Le Poisson Rouge here in the West Village of Manhattan. That's starting pretty much now through August 18th. Welcome back to New York City, Peter.
Hello, Jonathan.
Good to see you. Get in front of that mic there, if you don't mind.
There you go, Jonathan. Hello, how are you doing?
Good. So we were speaking before. You missed the blackouts, thank God.
Yeah. Well, I think we got it 4 days ago or 5 days ago.
Okay.
So, or whatever it was when the day was the blackout was, we came after that.
But you might get another one. You never know, right? I mean, you're going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
So,
as you said, the only problem would be the heat.
Yes, exactly. I read recently that Paul McCartney has to relearn Beatles songs sometimes for his concerts.
I bet he does.
So given what you are doing, you're playing these albums in their entirety throughout these shows. Are these songs that you've been playing the whole time? Or do you have to actually rehearse?
No, because I'm doing a residency. It's like, which means not just a residency of one show for 2 weeks. It's every one of my albums.
Right.
In chronological order.
Yes.
Like in succession, so including like a Bauhaus night, and then we'll be doing a Bowie tribute night. So we've done this once already before. It's a model that I wanted to design to an experiment with, to play everything,
right?
That I've ever done, to an audience who I guessed would want to see that.
Right, yeah.
In varying degrees. You know, some people are coming to some albums and some others not.
It's a very popular thing. Fans do. Steely Dan does. I mean, all these bands do this because the
Have
fans...
they done their whole entire...
I don't know if they've done their entire catalog.
I think this is a first in I'm doing everything. But anyway, that's beside the point. But yes, that's right. There are people who do that.
But, the hardcore fans really love that.
Yeah.
Again, this is happening at Le Poisson Rouge. Peter Murphy residency there, happening now through August 18th. He's doing all of his solo albums. The second to last night at Le Poisson Rouge, August 16th, you'll have a show called Bauhaus Mr. Moonlight. All Bauhaus songs, I presume, but will there be an album in its entirety as well that night, or just a selection of the...
No, there won't be an album being played in its entirety. This will be just like a mixed greatest hits, or not even greatest hits, greatest obscure songs of Bauhaus, or whatever. I think I've got a set organised already. I did tour for 7 months last year doing the Ruby 40th wedding anniversary of Bauhaus, and that was
a lot of shows.
David J. And it was great. So we played the first album, which was the commemoration of the first album's release, and that was in the Flatfield. Then we did like almost two halves. We did like an intermission where then we played like a whole mixture of stuff, which was Bauhaus stuff.
Yeah.
And so that really worked out well. This is not that show. This is not, the In the Flatfield only. This could be In the Flatfield songs.
Right.
And probably will be, yeah. But in terms of memorizing lyrics, at first, sure. But I mean, half of the songs I've never played. I had never played. Now I've done this once in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That still doesn't mean you still have to rehearse and get it up. The only song album that I had not added to that first residency was Lion. Was because it was still not really coalesced in terms of I'd never played the whole thing. The band didn't really know it. So also the main reason was because I thought the vocals were too high in pitch, and thinking that I wasn't going to be able to reach those at that point. That was a slip in confidence. But we've been rehearsing it for 2 days, and we're killing it. So that's good.
Oh, fantastic!
But memory-wise, you get a little bit rusty, and so you're playing stuff that you haven't played.
It's a large catalog. I mean, it's a lot of songs.
Well, yeah, but think of the Beatles songs. That's really a catalog.
Well,
but this of course, there's half of them you haven't played. You know them anyway. It's like muscle memory.
Yeah.
But you have to. I found that I just had to rehearse.
Yeah.
Simple, and not just walk in and sing them.
Right. Exactly.
Belt them out. And so it was a case of one or two takes, and then okay, there we go.
Gotcha. Tell me about that Ruby tour, the 40th anniversary of Bauhaus, 93 shows around the world. Does it still amaze you that you go to these remote places to do concerts and people sing your lyrics back to you? Is that still an amazing feeling for you?
It's wonderful where, like for instance, on that particular tour, I recorded the London Brixton show of it. That was halfway through it. I mean, we've been around Australia, South America, everywhere. So now we're in Brixton. So there's a label that I found, and we've recorded it. It's out actually. It's called Peter Murphy 40 Years of Bauhaus, and it's released. I'm also selling it at the show. But however, on that one, I'm listening to the mixes back, and on Bella, I remember letting the audience do the final poor Bella, and it was like 5,000 people.
Oh man,
singing that, and it was chilling.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't even imagine actually.
That was so great.
Yeah,
because that's the anthem, I suppose, for a lot of people. Bella Lugosi is dead.
Well, and speaking of 40th anniversaries, August 6th, 1979 was when that song was released. So you're coming up on the 40th anniversary of the actual release of that song, which is next week, August 6th.
Well, thank you for reminding me.
Yes. Now, did Gary Oldman really listen to this song on repeat while he was filming Dracula?
Your questions. How do you know all this?
I don't know, man.
Excuse me. What's going on?
Is that true, though? Did he really listen to that?
That's a professorial knowledge of music. Yeah.
That's crazy. Did he contact him? Was he in touch with you?
During the Dracula thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And we wondered whether he did.
Right.
And I got to hear through it. And yes, he did say he was into it. He said, I prepared every day with listening to Bella Lugosi's Dead. I thought, wow, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because Gary Oldman himself is a radical actor.
A genius actor.
Really?
I mean, one of the best. I mean, maybe top 5 of all time,
really,
you know.
So wasn't that great? And so that was great to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seemed really, what a fitting thing to also have it open a Bowie film, The Hunger.
Right, yes,
Which
exactly.
Like really ironic.
Yeah. I mean...
And we were supposed to be just filmed as like a band in the corner of the club.
Right.
But Tony Scott, the director, came to see us and saw me do Bella and went, that's it. Because apparently he'd been searching for a year, and his music director finding all sorts of music and bands to perform just like as a band in the background, but it had to be right. He turned it all down forever. And I did this Maxell commercial.
Maxell, oh my God.
Maxell ad. Yeah, I was that guy in the chair. That's me.
With the tie flying back and then the sunglasses?
You American guys had somebody who was like anonymous. I was the original guy.
Oh, really? Now, here we go. This is great stuff.
Back in London. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did 2 of them. I'm that guy, And I did it halfway through Bauhaus. So I love the idea that the Bauhaus audience would go,
wait, what kind of speakers were those? JBL, right? What were the speakers that they were blasting
you
from?
I can't remember. That's a good idea. Anyway, what was I going to say?
Well, we were talking about Bella Lugosi's Dead, but it blows me away that song is the first song you recorded. That's like the first song you recorded for like what, $4?
It is.
And like a demo or something?
It is.
That's the first time you were actually on a mic hearing playback.
That's exactly right.
And
we
the
went
first song.
into, ironically, my hometown, which I've moved away from, actually only 15 miles away from, to Northampton. But my hometown was Wellingborough. We heard of a studio which happened to be in my hometown. I had no clue before I was in the band, which is only a month before, that such things existed. Beck Studios, we booked it. It turned out to be Derek Tompkins owned it. He turned out to come and co-produce with us because his attitude was great. He built the studio himself. He was an old timer and everything, but it sounded so great. And we went in and we spent £11 to record 4 songs, And one was Bella, one was Boys, Dark Entries, and Bite My Hip.
Unbelievable.
And the Bella was it was the first song that we'd recorded as a band ever after about 6 weeks together.
Yeah.
And I'd never sang on a mic. It was the first take for all of us. That was my first ever take, singing it.
One take, Peter.
Yeah, we've been singing it anyway. I mean, we've been working it.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't that refined. It just you descended from heaven in that moment, and when we did it, we knew something had happened, And if you listen to it now, it's not so amazing, but it's
Well, here's a note to all producers and engineers.
It's a great idea.
Hit record and leave it on record, because even you never know what's going to happen. Now,
so that probably cost £4, didn't it?
I mean, that's
if you split up, it falls into 11. That's £3.
That's a good investment, probably, right?
Yeah,
right there. So the last night of Peter Murphy's residency at Le Poisson Rouge will be a tribute to David Bowie. What I was thinking about was if there was a Bauhaus / Peter Murphy residency done by another artist, and there was a night of Bauhaus and Peter Murphy. Who would you want to do that? Or
that's a good question.
Or would that be a number of people?
I'd love to hear Radiohead do it.
Oh yeah, that would be really
already Massive Attack.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you this little anecdote too. Not trying to brag, but the singer whose name I don't know. I'm sorry. The founder of Massive Attack came to an early Bauhaus show. Saw us do these dub influence. You see some parties, Fear of Fear, and all this stuff. It's not dub influence, but it kind of doesn't work. It's dub, but it's not, and it's atone. He said he saw that. He went and formed Massive Attack. He said, we're doing dub electronica stuff.
Right.
So Massive Attack. That's why they started. Isn't that a great story? I love him because I love that. I love Massive Attack.
Yeah.
And I saw them, blah, blah. They just covered Bella on tour. Massive Attack covered Bella. I'd love to hear them do a whole set.
Well, see, that would be interesting. Massive Attack, Radiohead.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Tom York or whatever.
Wouldn't it?
All these different people doing your stuff. It would be fantastic. Peter
That'd
Murphy.
That'd be a great compliment.
Peter Murphy is with us. Everyone should go see the residency he's doing at Le Poisson Rouge here in Manhattan in the West Village. It's now through August 18th, and you get all the information at petermurphy.com. I'm really interested about your life in Turkey. Tell me what that's like. As a guy who grew up in England and the UK, and you've been there quite a long time now, but I've
been there 35 years.
I've been fascinated by that city because and correct me if I'm wrong, but the Orthodox version of the Vatican is there.
The Greek Orthodox Church.
Church.
The Pope.
Yes.
Of the Orthodox Church.
Right, and it's like you look at those buildings and that property, it's like Game of Thrones. Did
you go?
I know, but I've just seen. I'm fascinated by it.
Excuse me, where did you get all this stuff from? How do you know everything?
I'm just, I like history. I like stuff like that. Yeah.
No, that's exactly right. And there's also my son's hopefully future wife is from the Syriac culture, which a few people left who speak the original Aramaic.
Okay.
Uses this Aramaic, and it has its own church.
Oh, all right.
Suriani, they say.
Okay.
They're very, very, very self-protective because they want to preserve the culture.
Of course.
That can, of course, lead into dogmatism and being jailed into that. But however, so there's that there.
Yeah.
The original Jewish community flourished there under the Sultan, who gave passage to the Jews who were being in the Middle Ages by the Spanish Inquisition. They were being killed, slaughtered. So he just let thousands in, which is amazing. I mean, can you imagine? At the height of the Ottoman Empire, Suleiman the Magnificent, the Sultan, the head of Islam, which is in fact the most tolerant of all religions, set up.
Yeah.
You live in the culture like you live in America. You obey its rules, your laws, but you can be whatever you want there. That's exactly the same in the Ottoman Empire. The true Islam, the height of Islam. They're not these poverty-born sort of you know, Wahhabi Arab, because there's many different schools.
Of course, yeah.
So you get that there, don't you? And it's really great. So the original Jews there are from the Spanish, and there's a certain tribe. I don't know what they're called, but they're not like the Jewish people from Eastern Europe.
Yes, Assyrian. Yes,
is that right?
Yes, I believe that's the name.
Is that right? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, because a friend of mine married a girl who was Assyrian. She's an Assyrian Jew.
Assyrian.
Yep. Assyrian.
That's
yes. But
I mean, of course, there are things like a Jewish person in Turkey cannot succeed to the president.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But so there are things like that.
But it's just like sort of it's interesting that the entire city is mostly Muslim, correct? Like Istanbul.
Yeah.
But you have the Orthodox.
Istanbul has the whole Orthodox thing, the Jewish nation,
right.
Suryani, as I said,
right?
Armenians.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
But my life there is driven. Was originated through meeting my Turkish wife, Beyhan, in London.
Right.
We met and got together and married. Just in the last year of Bauhaus, she was making a film and she wanted me to be cast in it. She wanted to cast me. Now she's a contemporary dance art choreographer, director. So blah 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 blah, and she directed "Cut You Up," video, kind of a final solution, all that. And she, it wasn't that she was hustling to do that. She just turns her hand to it. She's like, "You want to do that?" Yeah, and she did it.
Yeah.
So she's this wonderful lady who's me, really. She's me.
Yeah.
But I don't talk about it too much.
Right.
I've never like espoused it like my wife.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Because I'm kind of crazy. I'm Irish. If anybody said anything about, I'd be like, I get on a plane.
Yeah. Well, listen, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming by.
It's really good to. You're a very nice person. Thank you very much for having me.
I'm a big fan of yours.
I'll bugger the fan bit.
And no, but just the music. I mean,
I can't stand
I played "Cut You Up." I can't forget what year that came out, and Bella Lugosi
I like
did.
that song.
But WDRE and WLIR, I don't know if those stations ring a bell to you.
I'm sorry, no, because it's all the WX. We're English, we don't know.
Well, WDRE and WLIR were sort of seminal, sort of new wave.
And they were alternatives, weren't they?
Well, it was called New Wave then.
Yeah,
it was called New Wave then. So we were playing Depeche.
Yes,
you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Smiths.
You guys kicked it off here.
So it was K-Rock LA, K-Rock LA, DRE LAR.
That's right.
Here, and then BCN Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and KSAN San Francisco maybe.
No, these were little pockets of things.
And then it became alternative.
It did. It did. That's right.
But,
later.
So I've been playing you on a few different radio stations.
Thanks for feeding my kids.
And the last 25 years.
I don't get any of them. It's my kids and bloody wife. Oi!
All the info, petermurphy.com. Go see him at Le Poisson Rouge. He's playing all the solo albums. And, of course, there'll be a night of Bauhaus and a night of Bowie, too. Peter, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jonathan. Thank you very much for having me.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.